Do you do this? Do you do this? Do you choose a word of the year? Did you already choose your word of the year for 21? Let me know down in the comments below what your word of the year is. Hello my friends, and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm on a mission to lose 100 pounds, over 100 pounds, listening to a podcast, Losing 100 Pounds with Corinne Crabtree. This video today is all about the word of the year. Everybody's doing it. I don't want to be left out. I don't want to be left behind. I need a word of the year as well. So this is about the word that I have chosen for my word of the year. Now last year I also chose the word of the year, but I wrote it down. I couldn't even decide on one word, so I put it in my notebook. And my words last year were focused, determined, achieve, accomplish, and commitment. I was committed. I was determined. I did achieve some weight loss. I accomplished weight loss. And I was focused on weight loss all year long. But was I really? Because these words just kind of hung out in my notebook. And I didn't focus on the words really the rest of the year. I didn't reflect back on the words until people started talking about the word of the year for 2021. So this year, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Every month when I do my monthly assessment, I'm going to go back and look at my word of the year and really think about that. I also put the word of the year on my vision board that I've created. So maybe I'll do a video on my vision board just to show you guys what all I put on my vision board. It's still in the process. I've got some holes on it that I need to fill in, but it's pretty much done. You never know when you're going to be moments away from a breakthrough. You never know when you're going to be one project away from a promotion. You never know when you are 1 hour away from studying at passing the exam. You never know when you're just that one more thing away from that thing that you want. That is why you keep going. That is why you keep trying. That is why when you fall down, you stand up, you get back up. Because the truth is that too many people quit before even giving themselves a chance. They stop because it isn't happening fast enough or how they thought it would. My beautiful friend, remember that all good things take time. Be patient and your time will come too. This is a quote that I looked up. It's from Nikki Bonas. At the top of the quote, it says resilience. That's my word for 2021, resilience. To be resilient. When thinking about my word of the year for 2021, I made a list of a whole bunch of words, and then I really just looked at the list of words and examined each one and what it meant to me and if it was to be my word. And then I, really just circled the ones that really spoke to me. Which of these words were words that I thought could be my word for 2021. And then I pondered it for a few days, a week, a couple of weeks. I pondered these words and which word should really be my guidance for the new year. And resilience spoke to me, being resilient. In 2020, whenever I look back at the year that I've had, in March, when the pandemic hit, it was a whirlwind because in the same week that we were sent to work from home and all the chaos was really starting, it was the same week that I lost my brother. And I was really proud of the way that I was able to cope with all of the changes and to cope with losing him. And I made some really good choices and decisions in that moment, and I was very resilient, and it was one of the things that I was most proud of. But then there are a lot of things that I wasn't very proud of. Whenever my vacation got canceled, I didn't handle that too well. I had a pity party for a while. My birthday didn't go the way that I wanted it to. Pity party. So there were many times where the scale didn't reflect the number that I wanted to see, and then I would let that affect my following week's progress. So I wasn't as resilient as I wanted to be, and that's why I have chose this word. I want to become someone who is more resilient. I am learning to become someone who is more resilient. So I looked up the word online. Resilient is the ability to withstand or recover quickly from difficult situations. I would love that in my life. I would love to be more resilient. So some characteristics of a resilient person. A resilient person has self-awareness. They are realistic, keep calm when under stress, empathy, self-control, motivated, and optimistic. These things all sound like something I want to be. I have not practiced the best self-control. I'm practicing becoming more self-aware. I'm not always realistic, and I definitely need help in keeping calm whenever under stress. Motivated and optimistic are two characteristics that I believe that I have. I believe that I am motivated, and I believe that I am optimistic. So I've got some qualities of a person who is resilient. When I looked it up, not only did I look up the characteristics, but I also looked up some of the skills of resilience. So some of the skills. Cultivate a belief in the ability to cope. So having a belief in something, I strongly believe in. I believe I can become an athlete. I believed that I could exercise, and now I do. In the past year, this whole mind shift has happened. But it started with me believing that I could enjoy exercise. And then I practiced it, and then I became. I believe that I have the ability to cope, and to cope without eating, to cope without running away from my feelings. Another skill is a person with resilience stays connected to their support group. So you all, my friends, thank you for being here very, very much, are my support group. And I have a few other miscellaneous support groups as well. I have my accountabilities that I check in with. I have my family. I have some of the greatest coworkers that are also my support group. So I have all these many different realms of support group, but I need to stay connected to my support group. Another skill of resilience is they talk about what they're going through. So that's kind of what I'm here doing with you all, especially in my weekly weigh-in videos. I talk about what I'm going through. I talk about the things that I'm struggling with. I talk about how my emotions sometimes get the better of me. I talk about how sometimes my mood gets better of me. I talk about these things in order to become more resilient. It helps me to get through the situations, to deal with difficult situations. Another skill of resilience is they help others. I hope that in some way my videos help you with the things that you're going through in your weight loss journey, or in even some other areas of your life. A skill of resilience is activates positive emotion. And here is one that I really want to develop and increase, to activate that positive emotion. Sometimes we have bad days, down days. Some days our mood is just all over the place, and we need to activate that positive emotion. It'll help get us going in the right direction. So that's a skill that I really want to work on and cultivate, is the ability to bring that positive emotion to light. One of the positive emotions that I really go back to time and time again, it was probably in March of this year, but I was doing some yard work, and we have a little fence railing that, since the time that we bought this house, I couldn't fit between the railing and this fence. It was it's only this wide. It's very, very narrow. That's probably an exaggeration. But I couldn't fit through it. And so this little flower area, I wasn't able to take care of it the way that I wanted to provide the upkeep for it. But in March, I had a fabulous day. The sun was so bright, so shiny. It was super warm outside. and I went to go and pull some weeds and do some work there, and I tried to fit through, and I fit, and it was amazing. Like the joy, and I was just so super excited that I fit through it. It was like the best feeling. So I go back to that feeling whenever I want to feel good. I remember whenever I fit through that little spot, because it activates that positive emotion. So thinking about other areas in my life where I've had that positive emotion, so that I can call on that whenever I need it, whenever I'm having a down day, when I'm not feeling well. How can I activate that positive emotion? That's a skill of resilience. Another skill of resilience is an attitude of survivorship. And I try and practice this so much. On the weight loss roller coaster, there's always going to be ups and downs. There's going to be great days, and then there's going to be down days. And having that attitude of survivorship, I will carry on. I will get through this. I can do this. I will survive whatever difficult situations are headed my way. 2021. We don't know. We don't know what 2021 is going to look like. I'm hoping that things are going to start to open up. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to go out and see our friends more and go out to restaurants. And I'm hoping that canceled vacations are going to be active again. And maybe I'll get to go back into the office and see people that I work with, and not just on, video. And I'll get to see them in person. But I know that a lot of that comes with challenges. Because the social creatures that we are, whenever we go and we get together and we are being social, we like to eat and we like to drink. It's the number one social activity that we do. It's not always, hey, let's get together and go for a walk. It's, hey, let's get together and have some coffee. Let's go to the movies and get some popcorn. Let's go out and have some food and some drink. So I know that there's going to be a lot of challenges that I haven't had to face in a lot of 2020. There's going to be a lot of new challenges, and there's going to be a lot of skills that I'm going to have to work on. I'm hoping that 2021 is a great year, but I'm going to need to be resilient, because I know that I'm going to be forced with difficult situations. I know that they're coming. What year have you ever had in your life that had 0 difficult situations? So for me, I want to be resilient. Let me know in the comments down below what your word of the year is. So by creating this video and talking to you guys today about what my word of the year is, it's going to help reinforce in my mind that these are things that I want to do in the coming year. To be more resilient, to have these characteristics, to work on these skills. And every month when I do my monthly assessment, I'm going to take a look at this. And I'm going to think to myself, is this something that I'm going to be doing? And that's going to be my strategy for this year. Maybe my strategy for next year might increase regarding the word of the year, but I do think having a word of the year can be helpful. And I do think that, I have areas to improve on from last year, so hopefully I'll do better with it this year. That's all I have for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, it's going to be an adventure.